Have you ever felt like your gut was screaming something at you, but you didn't know if it was intuition or anxiety? Like your body is telling you something's off, but your mind starts spinning, asking, am I just overthinking again? Is this a trauma response? Or is this my inner voice trying to protect me? Let me stop you right there. You're not paranoid, you're not sensitive, and you're definitely not broken. You're just still entangling yourself from a relationship that was designed to keep you confused, where gaslighting became normal, where your feelings were weaponized, where speaking your truth meant punishment, and where the person you trusted the most made you question the one voice you should have never lost, your own. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Coach Nia Renee, a certified narcissistic abuse relationship recovery coach. I help survivors just like you reclaim your voice, your power, and your self-trust after abuse. And today, we're going deep because one of the most damaging effects of narcissistic abuse isn't just the relationship itself. It's what it does to your ability to trust yourself long after it ends. We're going to talk about why your intuition might sound like fear, why you freeze when red flags show up, and why healing isn't about becoming someone new. It's about remembering who you were before the gaslighting. So grab your tea, your notebook, and maybe even a tissue, because today's video isn't just about understanding the damage. It's about learning how to unlearn it. Let's unpack this together. When you've survived narcissistic abuse, your body doesn't just remember the pain, it adapts to it. Your nervous system becomes wired for survival, not peace. You start living in a constant state of hypervigilance, scanning every word, every silence, every facial expression, every pause for signs of danger. Because back then, the danger didn't come with warning signs. It came quietly, subtly, in patterns you had to learn to recognize just to stay safe and emotionally safe. A sigh meant they were irritated. A delayed text reply meant the silent treatment was on the way. A good morning text might mean they cheated the night before and are trying to cover it up. A compliment meant they were buttering you up before tearing you down. So now, even when you're no longer in that relationship, your brain hasn't caught up to the present. Your body still thinks it's in the war zone. It's reading every interaction like a potential threat. It's prepping for impact before anything happens. That instinct to protect yourself is powerful, but over time it becomes exhausting because your mind isn't just alert, it's on high alert all the time. You're not reacting to what is, you're reacting to what was. And here's the catch. The heightened state of awareness starts to feel like intuition. You think, my gut is warning me, but sometimes it's not your gut. It's your trauma talking. It's your nervous system sounding the alarm before there's a fire. And because you've learned to survive on red flags, calm feels unfamiliar. Peace feels suspicious. Safety feels fake. That's not because you're broken. That's because your brain and body did exactly what they were supposed to do, keep you alive. But you're not in that relationship anymore. And the work now is to gently teach your body you're safe. You don't have to brace for impact anymore. Relearning that's the real healing. Let's get clear. Anxiety is a trauma response. Intuition is inner wisdom. They both show up in your body, but they come from very different places. Let's break it down even more. Anxiety intuition. Loud, panicked, and in chaotic, quiet, grounded, and steady. Feels like what if, what if, what if. Feels like I just know. Comes with urgency, pressure to act now, has patience, it's persistent, not frantic, based in fear or memories of past trauma rooted in truth. Alignment or safety sends racing thoughts through your head, arrives as clarity, not clutter. Feels like a spinning mind and tight chest, feels like a centered truth in your gut. But here's the issue that so many survivors face. When you've spent months or years being gaslit, manipulated, and invalidated, even your truth starts to feel like a lie. And that's not just a result of confusion, it's conditioning. You've been taught slowly and strategically not to trust yourself. So now, even in moments when your intuition is trying to guide you, there's a shadow of doubt attached to it. You start questioning everything. Am I overreacting? Maybe I'm being too sensitive. I don't want to make a big deal out of nothing. I did mess up. Sometimes maybe it really was me. Sound familiar? That's not indecision. That's a trauma wound. Because in order for a narcissist to keep control, they have to make sure you stop listening to yourself. They have to separate you from your gut instinct, because if you trust it, you'd leave. If you trust it, you'd set boundaries. If you trust it, you'd stop making excuses for their behavior. So they chip away at it. One dismissive comment at a time. One gaslit moment at a time. One fake apology at a time, until suddenly you don't need them to silence your voice anymore, because you're doing it to yourself. And that's where the real damage lives. Because now, even when they're gone, the voice that should feel like clarity still feels like chaos. That's why rebuilding self-trust isn't just about getting better at making decisions. It's about healing the part of you that was trained to betray yourself to keep the peace. And yes, you can unlearn that programming. You can reclaim your inner wisdom. You can rebuild your connection to that quiet, steady voice inside you, the one that just never left, just got buried under survival mode. The work now isn't to be perfect, it's to be present, to gently start asking yourself, is this fear or is this truth? And that one question, it can start to change everything. There was a time not too long ago after one of my most traumatic relationships, and when I got a text from someone I was dating, just one word, hey. That's it. Simple. No punctuation, no emoji, just hey. But the moment I saw it, something in my body shifted. My stomach dropped. My heart started racing. My palms got sweaty, and within seconds I was spiraling. Not because of the actual message. There was nothing wrong with it, but because my body remembered. My nervous system didn't say hey as neutral, it saw it as a warning. Because in my past relationship, that same word came before the storm. Hey meant he found something to be mad about. Hey meant he was about to start an argument out of nowhere. Hey meant he cheated and this was the breadcrumb text before the gaslight came. Hey meant I needed to brace myself emotionally for whatever narrative he was about to spin. And so, even though this new person had given me no reason to panic, no red flags, no emotional landmines, my body couldn't tell the difference. It reacted as if it were still 6 months ago, still stuck in survival mode, still trying to protect me. And that's when it hit me. It wasn't the message, it was the memory. It was my trauma echoing through the present. And it took me a while to understand that trauma doesn't always scream, it whispers in the most ordinary moments, in a text, in a look, in a tone, in silence. That's the part people don't talk about enough. It's not just the big moments that break you. It's how those big moments make the smallest things feel unsafe. And in that moment, I had to do something I hadn't done before. I had to tell my body, this is not that. This is not him. You're safe. I had to literally reparent my nervous system, to remind it that it was reacting to what was, not what is. And let me tell you, that's not easy. Because the work of healing isn't just intellectual, it's physiological, it's emotional, it's repetitive. I had to keep showing up, keep reminding myself this moment is new. This person is not them. This version of me gets to respond differently. And slowly but surely, those panic responses started softening. Now, when I get a hey, I don't freeze. I breathe. I pause. I respond from the present, not from the past. That's what healing self-trust looks like. Not perfection, not never being triggered again, but recognizing the trigger and choosing to respond from your truth, not your trauma. And if I can get there, so can you. Let's be honest, it's not an overnight switch, it's a practice, one that gets easier the more you show up for yourself with compassion instead of criticism. Here's how you begin. 1, pause and breathe. This might sound simple, but it's powerful. Anxiety creates urgency. It says, you have to react right now or something bad will happen. Intuition, on the other hand, doesn't rush. It doesn't shout. It's patient. So when you feel triggered or unsure, the first thing you can do is pause. Literally stop what you're doing and take a breath. Put your hand on your chest or your belly. Feel your body. Anchor yourself in the moment. Ask yourself, am I reacting from the present or from the past? This pause gives your nervous system a moment to catch up. It interrupts the autopilot that trauma often puts us in. Ask yourself the right questions. When you're stuck in uncertainty, bring your awareness inward, not with judgment, but with curiosity. Here are 3 questions I want you to memorize. Is this fear from the past? Is it tied to something real right now, or does it remind me of something I've already been through? Is this grounded in evidence? What are the actual facts in front of me, not the assumptions or stories I'm falling in? Is this voice calm or is it panicked? Intuition is steady. Anxiety is loud and chaotic. You can start to learn the tone of each. The more you ask yourself these questions, the more clarity you'll start to feel, even in high moments. Practice journaling or voice notes. When your head is spinning, externalize it. Get the thoughts out of your body and onto something. You can journal just a few lines or even record voice notes. Whatever matters is capturing your inner voice in real time. Later, revisit those entries, you'll start to see patterns emerge. You might notice your anxiety always flares when someone is emotionally unavailable. Your intuition gets loud when something actually is misaligned. Your body tenses when your boundaries are crossed. Journaling helps you track these signals like a roadmap. So next time you'll know where you're going. Regulate your nervous system. Here's the truth that mindset culture often skips. Healing isn't just mental, it's physical. Your nervous system carries trauma in your muscles, your breath, your gut. So truly start telling the difference between anxiety and intuition. Your body needs to feel safe enough to listen. So powerful ways to do this are breath work, calms the fight or flight response and grounds you in your body. Grounding exercises focuses on what you can see, hear, feel, smell, and pulls you into the now. EMDR, which is my favorite. It's eye movement desensitization and reprocessing. I mess that up every single time, especially for trauma recovery. It helps your brain reprocess past events without reliving them. Somatic healing, practices that focus on releasing trauma from the body, not just the mind. You don't have to master them all, but start somewhere. Even 2 minutes a day of intentional breathing or movement can start resetting how your body processes stress. Here's what I want you to remember. You don't need to fix your intuition. Your intuition was never broken. It just got buried under trauma, fear, and conditioning. All you need to do now is start clearing the static. That noise, that anxiety, that self-doubt, it's not the truth. It's the leftover programming from surviving something you never should have had to survive in the first place. But you did. And now you get to reclaim the clarity that was stolen from you. If this resonated with you and you're ready to go deeper, if you're tired of trying to piece your healing together alone, I've created a full coaching program that walks you through this step by step. We don't just talk about healing, we practice it together. Check the description below to book a free clarity call with me. Let's rebuild your self-trust from the inside out, because you were not crazy. You were not overthinking. You were healing. And that healing, it starts with hearing yourself again. Thank you for joining me on my channel. And I always want you to do these final 3 things. Drink some water, get some rest, and don't let nobody's dusty ass child treat you any kind of way. I love you, battered hearts. I'll see you next time.